someone think of a dad joke to match this shirt. Hey guys, I'm Allie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about all the things that I read in April. Are you ready? Hope you guys like this video and I'll see you the next time. But this is how sad my April month was. I read 2 things in April. I was just going to save those 2 things for my May wrap-up, but, you know, I never put out a short wrap-up and this is bound to be short. And I anticipate reading a lot in May. I don't know if it's going to happen, but, you know, I gotta have faith in myself. So, this is me being like, Allie, now you gotta actually read a lot of stuff to make up for this. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you about the 2 things that I read in April. They were both audiobooks. That's it. I read 0 pages because it was an audiobook. So, let's go ahead and let's get into this super short wrap-up. The first thing that I finished in the month of April was Dry by Neil and Jared Shusterman. This is in a dystopian world. It takes place in California, and basically California is kind of in like a state of emergency because there's no water left. So this follows several different characters. Our main character, her parents decide they're gonna go and there's supposed to be like a water drop off at like a local beach or something, so her parents go to that and then they don't return. So she ends up teaming up with her next door neighbor who she thinks is kind of creepy. He's a little awkward and his family has been preparing for the end of the world since forever. She teams up with him to go see if she can find her parents, and of course dehydration is hitting people. People are starting to get wild. They find some things that they wish they hadn't seen, and basically this goes into the people that they meet, the things that they have to go through in order to eventually find water if they can find it. It deals with dehydration and suicide. There is violence in this. You have people that are becoming ill. You have people that are, you know, exploiting people. There is a hint at like rape/prostitution, so warning there if that is something that you're not comfortable with. So this actually deals with a lot of heavy topics. I didn't really think that it was like a heavy read. It was a much more like enjoyable read just because it's kind of action-packed. I will say this was slightly terrifying because I think this is my new like fear of the world, that we're gonna run out of water, because like you can only live without water for 3 days and then like you're doomed. And how people would just act to get it is just insane, and I could totally see all of this happening. So liked all that. I liked the characters for the most part. I really liked the development of the storyline. I just really enjoyed all the different things that were going on. You got to see all these different aspects. Like they really thought of all these different scenarios for what would happen if water was gone. It was just really enjoyable. I really liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason it wasn't a full 5-star read is that there was like this push for romance, even though like it doesn't really happen. There's this push for romance and I didn't really find that necessary. And also the end wrapped up way too neatly. Like I needed some more sloppiness going on in the end. It was just too convenient, too kind of like it just didn't match the tone of the rest of the story, and that kind of bugged me. I was really let down by the ending. The whole story up until that point was really good, and it is a full cast narration, so the audiobook was really good. So then the second thing and last thing that I read for the month was Neverwhere, and this is narrated by Neil Gaiman himself, the author, and it is fantastic. Neil Gaiman is my favorite narrator. He's one of my favorite authors. His worlds are just like unlike anything else. He takes mundane worlds and he puts these super fantastical elements in, and just the way that he mixes them is just so great. This takes place in London, but it takes more place in London below. This is about a poor unsuspecting boy, and basically his life is turned upside down when he finds this injured girl on the streets, and he takes her in, and after he gets her situated and cured and takes her back to basically the London station, no one remembers him and he basically doesn't exist. So to figure out what's going on, he goes to find her, and he goes to London below to try to find her, to see what's going on. There's way more to this than that. It's basically him trying to figure out how to get back up to normal London. It also goes into how they have to travel across London below to find like a very specific thing. There's also 2 hitmen that are quite terrifying that are after them. There's just so much excitement and weirdness going on here. There are parts where they're in like the sewer and Neil Gaiman narrating it, and it sounds like you're in a sewer. It's like kind of muffled and there's like dripping, and it's so awesome. The audiobook is fantastic, but I would recommend, if you get the audiobook, there's an illustrated copy as well. And you just have to have that too, because it's fantastic. I do believe someone told me that they announced that there's going to be a second one, and I think it's coming out within the next 2 years. So I'm pretty excited. I think that I read this at a really good timing. It's really great. I can't wait to see more of London Below. It was just it was a world like unlike anything else. It's like dark and mysterious, but like at the same time, everything just seems like so closely knit because of these weird experiences. I can't explain it. It's just so unique. I can never explain his novels fully. Whimsical feel, but this dark feel. There's like some slight terror. There's also wonder. Like, it's just, he gets all the emotions and he captures them and he puts them in a book, and it's perfect. So I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars too. There were some parts that I just thought were a little wordy. I didn't really need. There was a lot of adventures happening, so those were the 2 things that I read in April. Hopefully May will be much more exciting. I'm hoping with Scallywagathon and also the Shelf Love Crate Readathon, I'm hoping that I will get so much done. So that is the plan. We'll see how that goes. I think I'm well on my way. I'm about 4 titles already this month, so we'll see. Hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future wrap-ups from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.